Favorite senior memory would have to be Mr. Rosenau bringing in an apple to every practice. Shout out to Jonah Rubnow for backing into Willem's car. Shout out to Big Man Drill with Mr. Rosenau, and shout out to football. And shout out to Period 2 Fit.
My favorite senior memory is when Lauren Thiele fell out of the ice bath and spilled chocolate milk all over Maggie.
My favorite senior memories are
favorite senior memory? Definitely Bear's grandma and bow fishing with Jack, Cole, and Will. Shout out to Hayden and all the messes he makes me clean up. And of course, Mr. Jeff Meskey himself, man of the hour.
My favorite senior memories are the Little Red Wagon cheer, keeping a live fish in my locker for 2 weeks, and whenever Mr. Keel would turn around in my AP Lit class, we would take a sip of his Mountain Dew.
Okay, shout out to Team Phoenix and Team Jersey for Operation Go, and shout out to PH for being the best religion teacher ever.
My favorite senior memory would have to be being the manager for the football team and just enjoying the good times with the guys.
Shout out to Mrs. T for being the best teacher ever. Shout out to Pastor Don for letting me skip as many days as possible. And shout out to him for also only giving me one dress code. Shout out to Pastor Hellig for letting me go to the bathroom when I really go down to the art room the entire period. Yeah, shout out to all the guys and all the concerts we had. It was a lot of fun. Good one.
My favorite senior memory was when Jessica went through a four-way stop and we almost got into a car accident, and also when she first got her driver's license and we almost hit a huge pillar. Shout out to Mrs. T for being the best art teacher there, and also to Senor for always saying hello in the morning to me in Spanish.
Definitely senior memory is senior football. Shout out Pinecone fam. We had a good season. Shout out Holtz-Cedars Cramps during team meals. Shout out the Schneiders. They put together some awesome team meals for us. I think that's it. We gotta also shout out Mr. Meskey. Pretty awesome, you know.
My favorite senior memory would have to be this group of guys right here, Period 1 Commons.
Shout out to Pasha Helwig for not giving us any memory work senior year, and shout out to Last Period Lunch with the guys.
Alright, thank you for softball season 2019 for making senior year the best thing ever. Shout out to Mr. Kerber for giving me a detention for calling him a knucklehead. And shout out to Senor for being cranky 24/7 and being the best grandpa that I never had.
Cat rules.
My favorite senior memory would definitely have to be spending all the time on the stage with drama, having a blast up here, and I also want to give a shout out to swing choir, a cappella, and my FFA chapter. Thank you guys for the best 4 years of my life. And I also want to give a special shout out to Mr. V for dealing with me for 4 classes this year. Thank you.
Shout out to JV Golf 2018, hashtag Dusky Bros. Shout out to Pooh Fall and all the band trip memories with the guys and all the pep band antics with Holtz-Cedar. Shout out to the guys for all the Buffalo Wild Wings runs we went on. And shout out to Video 2, hashtag for the Empire.
Some of my favorite memories from Lakeside have to be the band trips, the trip to Idaho, and just all the memories with my friends. Shout out to Period 10 Commons and with Taylor and Anna working at Highway Harry's, and to all of my friends and some of the teachers that made Lakeside great.
I'd like to give a shout out to having homeroom with Mr. Tracy, also the Janesville bus, and my homeroom buddies for stealing all my water bottles, and also thanks to all my friends and family for making the past 4 years really fun.
Shout out to everyone for making the last 4 years fun.
Shout out to Psych Period 11 second semester.
And
shout out to Mr. Lauber's messy desk.
My senior memory is probably junior year, Tyler Holsteeder having a food baby at Pizza Pit. And shout out to varsity football.
All right, my favorite senior memory is playing football with the boys, and shout out to track fam and to basketball guys and the big man group.
I got it.
Morning. 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 Morning.
My favorite senior memory has to be when JV baseball, Coach Kerber, benched our whole baseball team against our second game against Lake Mills because we beat them the first game by 20, and then the second game we got run ruled because he benched us all. This year, shout out to varsity baseball. We're gonna make it all the way to sectionals right here, and we're gonna win the championship. Go varsity baseball.
Thank you to Pastor Helwig, Mrs. T, Mr. Rosenau, Mr. Grasby, and Mrs. McKenna and all the staff here for the great 4 years in dealing with me. Shout out to T-Bell fam, semester 2, period 6-7 commons, or as Mr. Grasby calls it, the estrogen sisters, and all my friends for the great and wonderful memories through the years.
Shout out to Mr. Kerber, shout out to PC, shout out to my boy Johnny, shout out to the lunch ladies. You know how we do, crew.
My favorite memory is dancing on the bus ride back from state my junior year.
One of my favorite memories is going on all the summer band trips. Also, Finlet and Government with Mr. Kroll and Mr. During, and shout out to John for saying hi to me every day at school.
I don't know how I got up here, but shout out to the Brewers, the eventual 2019 World Series champions, and the Bucks for winning the NBA championship. And also I'd like to thank Kerber for putting up with me for all of baseball, for digging holes and putting water in them, covering them back up, and then stepping in a mud pie.
My favorite memory from high school has to be playing on Friday Night Lights and being on an all-state PAT team with this big boy right here. And dislocated my thumb in 2 places during band. And I'll shout out to my favorite teacher, Poofall.
Shout out to my parents for always pushing me to do my best, and shout out to all the friends I've made in high school. One of my favorite senior memories is probably Mr. V's period 9 Western Geography, even though he taught us about things that weren't actually real places.
My favorite senior memory is like the PC and the detention in freshman year for talking too much and all the friends I met over the years. And all the fun teachers and all of the stuff about science.
My favorite senior memory is getting 11th.
My favorite senior memory is definitely hanging out with the gang at my grandma's house, and especially in AP Lit, Mr. Keel. He's pretty cool.
Definitely the best part of senior year for me was going to state in dance, forensics, and swing choir with my very best friend Sophie. Also hanging out with these guys back here. Yep.
My favorite senior memory is drifting with these guys and B-dubs. Also making it to state for dance, forensics, and swing choir. Shout out to Mr. Keel for giving me my only detention all 4 years. Very nice, thanks. And shout out to Homeroom fam. Love you, Mr. Kerber.
Shout out to the STEM for being in that: psychology, theology, agriculture, and miscellaneous. And shout out to Lucas Schneider.
Hi.
Shout out to Chad Nolte.
Hi.
And shout out to Lakeside these past 4 years.
Shout out to period 6-7 Commons. You guys are the reason I never got any homework done. Also, shout out to Violet Dumke. Miss you, fam.
My senior memory is when Mr. Austin got pulled over during golf practice, and shout out to Mr. Rosenau for cutting me freshman year.
Shout out to
favorite senior memory, probably blowing out Bear in the presidential race. Shout out to soccer guys, I'll miss ya, except for Josh. And shout out to period 3 Commons.
Shout out to my T-Bell fan, shout out to my homeroom buddies and my locker buddies. And thank you so much, Mrs. T, for a great art class, and thank you for being the best teacher ever. Also, thank you to my Lakeside family. You've brought me such great joy, and I can't wait for the memories and more.
What's up? Shout out to Tanner Womack for keeping freshman year real. Did kind of suck, he had to leave sophomore year, but it was his choice, you know, and yeah.
Thanks to the few teachers at Lakeside that actually made it fun, and shout out to my locker buddies.
Shout out to all my friends, Mrs. Schomer's homeroom, and Mr. Keel and Mr. Vanderhoof for being the best teachers. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Heard some knocking. Was it?
Shout out to Flannel Friday, shout out to STEM Club, shout out to band, and favorite senior memory was definitely after football games with all the injured boys. You know who you are.
Seniors rule.
Shout out to period 2 fit, which I'm not in, but hey, we up front. We up front.
I didn't know what to say for my senior interview, so this is what I did instead. Shout out Slime Time.
Shout out to soccer, shout out to Mrs. T's homeroom, and shout out to my new roommate.
Shout out to Lakeside for all the great memories, and thanks to all the friends who've gotten me through.
Shout out to the guys I fish with, shout out to football, and baseball's gonna go to state this year.
My favorite senior memory would be soccer. Shout out to period 1 Woods 3.
Alright, just some quick shout outs right here. Shout out to OpGo Team Phoenix and Pastor Hellwig. That was a really fun trip. Shout out to 2018 Warrior football, beating Lake Mills, and then all the playoffs. It was really fun. Shout out to my family, mom and dad, Trevor. Good luck. Favorite senior memory would have to be when Coach Bauer called me fat after a practice. I said I wanted to wear a shirt and tie for the game day, and he said, we're gonna wear the white jersey. So he turned around and called me fat. And shout out to Coach V and Financial Lit.
Thank you, Lakeside, and to all the teachers and staff that have made these past 4 years of Lakeside very enjoyable. I wanted to thank all the friends that I've met too, and a special shout out to all the FFA kids for all the hard work that they've done. So, thanks.
My favorite senior memories are probably the OPGO trip to Phoenix, Arizona over spring break, pole vault, and shout out to Period 11 Psych.
Shout out to Video 2 2018 and 2019 for all the stress it gave me, and shout out to everybody who's made these 4 years possible. You guys are the best.
Favorite senior memory is probably back in sophomore year in biology when John Schumann sneezed on my hand. Shout out to Mr. Williams for opening up the video lab so we could actually record this.
Favorite senior memory would definitely have to be senior year football, and Coach Denoyer always calling me Brandon in practice. And speaking of Brandon, shout out to Brandon Weston for making me the laughingstock at Lakeside.
My favorite senior memory is when he was mean to me every single day freshman year, and when he pushed me into a snowbank during a fire drill.
Shout out to that one girl during a soccer tournament who sacked me because we thought we were playing football, like that. And shout out to Mr. B's CPE period 1 being made fun of every morning because I came in tardy. You know who you are. And thanks to Mr. Poofall's daily jokes every day at golf practice.
So my favorite senior memories would definitely have to be going as far as we did in this football season and dressing Tim Nomlinson in a Halo Master Chief costume. Hashtag charge up.
Alright, I think my favorite senior memory is football season, but I can't really remember it because I had like 3 concussions that Coach V never knew about.
I don't know what he's talking about. I plead the fifth.
My favorite senior memory is wearing my backpack to the first 2 class periods and being a certified bad boy. Sorry, Pastor Don. And Western Geography with Coach V.
Shout out to my friends, Friday lunches, and snacks with Mr. V. I'm Hannah Willems, and you're watching the senior video.
Shout out to videography for being a really fun class, and shout out to our bus for being super loud.
Some of my favorite senior memories are our a cappella trip to California this year, and all of our pole vault conversations, jokes, and pole vault fails that we've had, and also beating him in intramurals with Justin All's girls team my junior year.
Alright, some of my favorite senior memories are pole vaulting, all the memories that go with it, the conversations, and all the people that made it enjoyable. Shout out to Mr. J for being an awesome pole vault coach. Some of my other memories are setting school records in football and going on band trips and the choir trips. Okay, I'm done. I don't care.
My senior memory, I don't really have just one memory. I kind of got a bunch of them. So I'll start at the beginning. My freshman year was a lot of fun. It was good to meet a lot of people, I guess, and football was good. Sophomore year was a lot of fun as well. I don't know, it was kind of boring though. Getting to junior year, I got into wrestling and that was pretty cool. Senior year, I became good friends with Grani, and I kind of wonder where he is actually. Huh.
Hey everybody, shout out to my comments this semester at Estrogen City. Shout out to my best friend Sadie, I don't know what I'd do without you. And shout out to freshman year JV softball team, that's probably the most fun I've ever had at Lakeside.
Lakeside Lutheran has been the 4 best years of my life. Well, when there's calculus.
I had a lot of good memories here at Lakeside. Probably speech class with Mr. Keel and period 10 commons. But I really hated that pre-calc class with Mr. Hackbarth. So
I just want to say shout out Fit Period 2 for fun in the locker room. And also, were you dumb and didn't vote for Prom?
Alright, first I'd like to give a shout out to Cruz for always being like a father to me. Shout out to Mr. Dewey, just a friendly face out in the hallway. And shout out to Big Dog Committee.
My favorite senior memory would have to be when, after a basketball game, we got Mr. Mattis to dab in the locker room. It was really funny and all the basketball girls know about it. Oh my god, is someone in here?
One of my best senior memories is the 2018 football season where we made it to sectionals, and these guys always have in my back. Shout out to Jacob, Charlie, Cam, and Whole Cedar, and Bear, but he's not here.
And Rupp now.
And Rupp now.
And me.
And Seth.
Right behind you.
Oh, I can't see you.
And Coach Bauer and Coach Westfall.
And oh,
Cut.
Yeah, yeah, we're done.
Shut up! Shut up! I'd like to shout out Pastor Helwig for being the best religion teacher a guy could ever have. I'd like to thank everyone who's gotten me to where I am today, including everyone on the math team, the track team, and the freshman basketball team.
Shout out to period 11 World History with Mr. Osmus, with him calling me a tomato every other day. It was wonderful.
Alright, so shout out to Mr. Poopal for being the best swimming teacher ever, and to Mr. Grasby for always having a comment about the shoes I'm wearing every single day. Just a couple of things I'll miss are my strength/fit fam, you guys know who you are, and morning rides with my sister. And then just being thankful for the last 4 years of memories, especially those ones with Livy and Emily.
Some of my favorite senior memories include going to conferences with FFA, like Washington, D.C., going on an Operation Go trip with Maddie to Boise, Idaho, going on the California trip, and playing soccer with both of my sisters.
Oh, hey there. This must be my senior video. Shout out to Mr. During for his favorite government class, and shout out to Mr. Keel for calling me Kevin every day.
I'd like to thank my friends and family and everybody who's helped me throughout high school. And I'd like to give a shout out to Jim Bauer's homeroom.
Favorite memories of Lakeside, anything to do with any FFA activity, going to DC for convention, Miranda almost getting kicked out by airport security, Friday lunches with Hannah, and thanks to everybody that I was dating Tyler, my cousin, freshman year.
Hello. I wanted to dedicate my life to Lance Johnson. He's been like a grandfather to me, and I owe him the world. Thank you.
I think the coolest part about being in the class of 2019 is we're the only class that's ever got disqualified from homecoming. So just to be a part of that, it's the only time that's ever happened in history, and like I just think it's cool to be a part of that. What are you guys doing? Get out of here.
Shout out to Chubby Outdoors, Morning Woods with Mesky, and yeah, just wrestling, Okan Carpool, just great times.
Shout out to Taylor Wolfram and Rachel Pointer. I'm glad we all met and we've stayed friends for like 4 years. It's been a really fun ride.
Shout out to Mrs. T. Thank you so much for helping me with my art this year and all my years of high school. You've inspired me so much as a person and as an artist, and I appreciate all your help.
So I have lots of great memories, lots of fun times in the pub room, on stage, all the band trip shenanigans, slacking off in band with Emma and Sam. But my favorite memory would have to be eating a huge chunk of pineapple about this big in Mr. Kerber's Spanish 1 class freshman year. Yeah, we just passed it back and forth between the aisle, so sorry, Mr. Kerber.
So my favorite senior memories have to be memes in Western geography, speech class junior year, and Spanish 2 with Pastor Table. And a special shout out to Mr. Hackbar for showing us funny videos in calculus, like that awesome video of penguins falling on their faces.
The only class I have left to complete in order to graduate is religion, and I have 9 absences, and it's about to be 10. Can I still graduate?
Just so we can get rid of you, Lucas.
Shout out to Mr. Keel and Period 2 Commons. Woo! A few of my favorite senior memories from Lakeside would be National Convention, Washington Leadership Conference with Caitlin, Savannah, and Emily, and Caitlin burning the popcorn, popcorn with Savannah and Art, and car rides with my sister in the morning.
Shout out to the trumpet section and band. Thanks for making my 4 years at Lakeside really fun.
Alright, so I'd like to shout out BDC, Bear's grandma, and Mr. Keel's homeroom. I really miss you, Mr. Keel. I'm sorry you abandoned us. My favorite senior memory, or high school memory, was probably the senior year football season. Leading everyone in the student section was fun, and just seeing the team go so far was so much fun. And it's been real, Lakeside. Thank you.
Okay. All right, favorite senior memory will probably have to be going 5-0 at a wrestling meet, wrestling heavyweights, guys who are probably about 100 pounds heavier than I am. And shout out to Mr. Mesky for always reminding us to, all right, start jogging, men. And Mrs. Buell for always letting me slide when there's no money in my lunch account.
Shout out to Senor for our boxing match where I broke both his arms.
Shout out to Mrs. T for being the best art teacher ever. Shout out to Mr. V for letting us play Kahoot almost every day in geography. Also, shout out to my concert buddy. I did the wrong symbol. You did it, you did.
Thank you to all my friends for making high school enjoyable, and shout out to my Taco Bell fam.
Shout out to the Playcast, especially Molly.
Thank you for everyone who has helped me here at Lakeside. Shout out to Mr. Pufal for band. Shout out to Pastor Table for dealing with me in Latin. Thank you for Mr. Austin, who is one of my favorite teachers, for teaching me golf and helping me run cross country. Where's my scepter? Ran a marathon, that was fun. Good senior memories. Band camp.
Shout out to Lakeside for being the best high school I've ever attended.
Thanks to all the teachers who never learned how to pronounce my last name, and to Pastor Helwig, who finally figured out which Alyssa I am.
Some of my favorite memories have been from being in the play all 4 years, specifically sophomore year when I fell down the stairs in front of hundreds of grade schoolers and stage crew almost killed me with jelly beans.
My favorite high school memory is probably football, or the first day of senior year when I brought potatoes and gave them to all the new teachers instead of apples. And then Pastor John said I can't bring potatoes to school. And shout out to football team, BDC, and my grandmas. Thank you.
Vocational English was the best class, and homecoming with Kobe was amazing.
Probably getting a 95 on my biology test sophomore year, and almost getting expelled, and getting ready for school. And getting ready for school in 5 minutes, like every day. So yeah.
My favorite memory would probably be fit period 2, flooding the locker rooms.
My favorite senior memory is probably getting kicked out of fit every day, or almost every day. Getting yelled at by Mesky and yelling at Stern throughout the whole day, through the hallways. I'm sure all you have heard us just yelling. And also Carson Brum, screwing around with him. It's been a great senior year.
I discovered that I have a talent for learning languages, and I can now kind of confidently say that I'm bilingual in German, and I'll be going to UW-Madison to study textile and fashion design.
Shout out to Mrs. T for being my biggest supporter. Oh! Why did I tip over? You're gonna make me leave here.
I don't know what I'm even gonna say.
You're being weird.
I'm not being weird.
Yes, you are. You are.
What am I saying?
You're just Jacqueline Davis. Say something about horses. I'm terrible man.
Really low.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Jacqueline Davis here. I really like horses. Degner, he's really cute, and I love hanging out with Jared Milbrath.
I had a pretty great time, but most importantly, shout out to my mom for always packing my lunch. She's the real G here.
What if you never have to fear death? I want to live.
And
Jesus.
sin is the cause for more than just death on earth. I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live.
Everybody loves the things you do.
From the way you talk to the way you move. And everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears, 'cause nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swore you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie of when we were young. Song when we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back. Everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. Reminds me of when we were young.
Thanks for Lakeside. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying.
Shout out to Senor for
Oh, you're good.
Shout out to Mrs. T for being right here.
Hey, we're rolling.
Stop.
Okay.
Shout out to period 11 world history with Mr. Osmus, and with him embarrassing me every other day and calling me a tomato.
My favorite high school memory.
Yeah, because if you're talking to your audience and do your shout stuff.
How many tries is this gonna take?
However many you want.
I don't. Hey!
Okay, we can't. Stop being distracted. Look in the camera lens and
I don't want to.
Really can say
I don't know what to say.
So good. Shoot.
And also, when she first got her driver's license, she almost like went through a four-way stop. I'm sorry.
TSL graduates!
All right, my favorite senior memory is football names during the game. Oh.
Nuts. Stop.
I got the.
You want me to talk for?
Okay.
I thought of something better.